Okay, we're going to be doing some Fuji X-T2 tutorial videos. This one is incredibly important. This is a two-step tutorial on the most important things to speed up the ability for you to control your Fuji X-T2 in a very fast and expedient manner. What you're going to do is you're going to hold down the display back button for a couple seconds. Okay. And then what we're going to do is go into button settings. Now you have 8 programmable buttons that you can change, including now the auto exposure lock on the autofocus lock button, in addition to the function button, in addition to this button right here in front, which has made me very happy that I'm able to actually program that to play, including our 4 rocker dial buttons around our menu OK button. Okay. So, now the factory defaults, I forget what they are. They're pretty useless. Now what I set this at and what you set it at is obviously that's going to vary. But the important thing is that you understand is that your external buttons need to be your important buttons that you set for your functions. Now what are you going to change and adjust the most often? Obviously one shooter is different than another shooter. What I have set, for example, let me go out of this really quick, is I have one of my rocker buttons actually set for changing my autofocus mode between single and zone and wide tracking. Okay, I have my other rocker button. Where you place these is your own concern, but this is incredibly important that I actually have this set for changing my area. Now you can also do that with the joystick, or what they call the focus lever button up here at top, but I actually have that also set for my menu. I can go back and forth really quickly. Where you place these at is your own priority. Secondly, just for example, I have one of my bottom buttons set for my flash, whether it's for manual and whether it be for TTL. And the top button, I strongly suggest you definitely assign one of your rocker buttons around your menu OK button for your AFC custom settings, which lets you choose the type of autofocus custom settings that you're going to do, like for multi-purpose and ignoring obstacles and accelerating, decelerating, suddenly appearing, and for erratic objects. So the important thing is that whatever you assign, like I said, you hold in your display back button, whatever it is that you assign these buttons to. Now I have this top button set for film simulation. Okay, and these are all the abilities that you're able to change to any one of the 8 function buttons. Film simulation, grain effect, dynamic range. That's not something I actually ever mess with on the CAD. I do not need that. But we're going to show you something here very quickly after this, and we're going to take the second subsidiary functions, the things that are less important but you're going to adjust somewhat frequently or semi-frequently to your quick menu button, and we'll show you that in a second. Well, we have white balance, custom C selection, focus area, focus mode, AFC custom settings. Very important, definitely so, really, to absolutely whatever type of shooter you are, to assign AFC custom settings and an AF mode button to one of these function buttons. I'm pretty sure that no matter what type of shooter you are, you definitely want those on the outside. Make it one of your 8 buttons that you select. Derive select, well, that's whether it's electronic shutter, mechanical shutter, the shutter type, excuse me, drive setting, ISO auto setting, TTL flash function capability. Now a lot of these, like mic level adjustment, now these are not these are not really important. You might want to reassign that if you do a lot of video to an external button, but most people doing photography, they're not going to consider that to be a high priority button function. Okay, let me actually get out of that. One important thing that I actually greatly enjoy, and I suggest that you do it, and where you place that is of your own business, is I actually have function button number 2, which is this button right here, set for playback. And what that means is that I don't actually have to take my one hand off the camera. I could just hit the front button there for chimping, go back to shooting. I never have to do this number. See the play button right here? It's like I'm shooting, I don't have to do this number. That's gone. No more two-handed nonsense on the camera. I actually consider that to be a very handy little setup for turning this into the playback button, or the chimping button. You can call it the chimping button if you want. It doesn't make any difference, right? So now what we're going to go do is we're going to go into Menu, and we're going to go down to Setup, and then we're going to go over to Button Dial Settings, and then we're going to go to Edit, Save, Quick Menu. Okay, and that's what we're going to do, is prioritize, when we hit the Q button, the secondary importance usage for adjusting those, and we're going to adjust those and roll between them by using our rear command dial. Now to set those, you just press in the OK button, and then you choose whatever it is that you want to assign to those. I have like this set for shutter, for mechanical and electronic. This is where I can actually change my manual focus assist from like white peaking to blue peaking to red peaking, my white balance, my flash compensation, whatever you want to change these to. Now these are actually a factory hard sets on the bottom here, but all of these 12 settings here can be changed to whatever you want. I chose mic level adjustment there, so you could just hit enter on that and change it to whatever you want. Okay, so really the best way to look at the quick menu button as opposed to the function button reprogramming is the quick button should be thought of as what you assign to things that you will be changing on a semi-regular basis, but they're not so important that they need to be on the outside of the camera as far as an assigned function button. That's really the most intelligent way to think about it. Okay, now I'm going to go out of that, and so now I have that set. I can adjust my main functions here, like I said, my AF Customs button, but if there's something that's secondary priority that I've set, I just hit my Q button, or my quick button, and that way, like I have here, set ES for electronic shutter. To change that, I just use the rear command dial and change it. You see I'm rolling between electronic and mechanical shutter and electronic shutter. I'm going to select one, and then I'm going to hit enter, and that's it. And doing this and knowing what sort of shooting that you're doing as far as setting your 8 different function buttons to the highest priority usage that you're going to do is going to make things a lot easier and a lot happier for you, because you won't have to be going into menu, and I'm going to go into menu, and I'm going to go over here, and then I'm going to go over here. No. You don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. You want to assign it to an external button if it's real high priority. Okay? That way you don't really have to go into the menu that often. It's going to be one of these external buttons that you're going to assign. And for the first time too, on the Fuji X-T2, we're able to reassign, if you don't use them, the auto exposure lock and the autofocus lock to whatever it is you want. Right now, I have my auto exposure lock has been completely reassigned to face detect. That's just where I want it. You may not want it there, but that's what I think is useful and helpful for me. So do that, reassign your function buttons, and then take your secondary important buttons and reassign them to the quick menu. Okay? And this will make your shooting experience with the Fuji X-T2 much faster, much happier, much quicker. I just said that, faster and quicker. Anyway, I think you get the point, okay? Thanks for watching so much, alright? Bye. Catch you later. Enjoy your X-T2.